All right, you just for funners. I was just agreeing with you. My wife says that's our cue to leave. I'm like, yep, bye.
So loving.
Hey, I ain't got time for loving.
You can always have time.
Shush, we're late. All right, everybody, we's live.
We's live.
Woo. And I'm dealing with the flying monkeys. I got this character who says I sent him something, and you can see.
You can clearly see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
I can see clearly now. But the rain ain't gone. And you know, they said it was supposed to stop yesterday, right? Isn't that right?
No, today.
Oh, I thought
today
it was
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's the day after Monday.
Whatever.
But yeah, I thought the rain was supposed to stop yesterday. But it just keeps coming.
Yeah, man. Noah called, man. He's pissed. He says it ain't stopped raining long enough for him to build the boat. It's like, dude, I'm willing to build a boat, but I can't get, he's like, if the rain would stop, I could finish the trim on your door and build a boat. But the rain won't stop.
Any leftover wood I can build the boat with.
Yeah, I know my backyard, it's a big mud hole. So every time my dogs go out to use the bathroom, they come back in with mud.
I need a 4-wheel drive just to get down my driveway. Not a van.
Well, that could be a problem.
I don't want to. Every time I go, I'm like the back end's sliding out.
Yeah, I did that with because mine is coated with leaves right now because it's been raining, so I haven't got out there and got them off the driveway, but I need to. And yeah, I spun out on the leaves one day last week.
On purpose?
No,
you gunned it. No. You know you did. You gunned it.
No, I didn't even realize I was spinning until it started fishtailing, and I was like, "Oh!"
She was like, "Hey, Ashley, watch this."
Yeah, she was laughing.
Now, if you just would have got a friggin' hood and strapped her to it, or a mattress.
Oh yeah, she doesn't know about the mattress.
No, but you're about to tell her. So, I mean, the world of redneck is pouring out of your mouth already. Go right ahead.
Tell me.
Well, you didn't.
Wait.
Okay.
We don't need you giving this idiot any ideas.
Whatever. Shut up.
Hey,
David would be coming home wanting to wonder, why is the yard trash, Denise? Well, Redneck Steph said.
What it happened
really cool
was.
idea. Okay, go ahead. Let me write this down.
No, don't. You do not remember nothing. You do not remember nothing.
Well, down the street from where I live is where we ride 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and all that. Well, we got this bright idea one night after a couple
Notice the words. Bright idea.
After a couple of adult beverages, liquid courage, to strap a mattress to the back of the 4-wheeler and go.
Yeah, because sleeping on it ain't a good idea.
But nobody wanted to do it.
Remind me at the end of this to talk about mattresses, by the way.
Okay. Nobody wanted to do it though, but everybody was talking about doing it, but nobody wanted to do it. So I said, well, I'll do it. So they took and they hooked a ratchet strap through it to where I had something to hold on to. I had a helmet on and I was hooked up to the back of the
because while messing around on a mattress, you always have to have protection and helmets.
Yes, you do.
Just saying.
I had my head covered. Thank you.
She had her face wrap on.
No, it was open face.
Shut up. It was a joke. It was a joke. But thanks for clarifying what end wasn't protected.
But yeah, I was strapped to one 4-wheeler on the mattress, and then Travis was on another 4-wheeler behind me so I could see what I was fixing to run into. And I went through all the trails and the mud holes and on the mattress.
Bet you it was fun though.
Oh yes, it was fun. And then after I did it and survived,
Everybody else wanted to.
then that's when the guys wanted to do it. Yeah.
Watch this.
Hold my bear.
Hey, if Steph did it,
No,
we can
there
do
wasn't
it.
a hold the beer. You think she's gonna give up a beer? No,
She was holding
finished
it while she was going.
No, she
No.
just finished it. She's not
I
gonna.
chugged it.
Yeah, she's not handing out no beer. She's drinking that beer. What drunk planet did you fall from? You know where you're from. You don't do that.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
start
yeah.
planning it now. I can do it in our driveway. I
Mhm.
can just hook it up to the back of the van.
Well, apparently, you're okay with that.
David will drive.
I already know you're going to be trying to plan this out.
I am.
Yeah.
David's going to come home. He's going to be like, we have 2 kids that are boys and 1 female, and all 3 have broken arms. How can you explain this? And why is there these weird tire marks in the front yard?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Well,
I'm gonna go on the Conyers Covington buy sell trade and be like, in search of a big mattress.
yeah.
Well, we used
We'll
a
pick up
hospital mattress because it's
Slick.
plastic and
Yeah.
slick, and that one worked good. But then we
Yeah,
tried a
while
regular-
choosing mattresses to do this, you put in the extra effort to find the slick mattress. Let's just
Yeah.
make sure
Because the
that
other
we're
ones-
clear.
the other ones, that are the fabric ones, they get wet and then they want to sink and then tear up. And then you got metal springs dragging down the road.
If you put in this much effort into making money, you would have been a friggin' millionaire by now, Stephanie.
The
Hey, it
do's and
was
don'ts
fun.
of riding
you
mattresses.
Get with the ex-president and figure out some friggin' global warming. Do something of importance with your life instead of, trial and error on friggin' mattresses to pull behind a 4-wheeler in the friggin' mud.
She's riding mattress riding for dummies.
mattress riding 101. There you go.
Well, this
No,
one has about kids. She already knows that rule.
Shut up.
She's a sex expert. She knows all about riding mattresses. Who are you telling?
Yes, Steph.
Yeah, all the effort that y'all have put into that, you could have built a house.
A mud house.
Out of mattresses.
Of course, y'all would. You know what? You and Travis could go to friggin' Haiti, whatever that place is. It's really horrible where they're building huts and using all the scrap metals and tin cans and plastic bottles. Y'all could build like a mansion, dude. I mean, y'all already know how to do it.
Yeah.
Travis
Pretty
would be looking at people going, all right, now stand back and watch this. You
Hold
see
my
that?
bear.
You see that mound of trash right there? I'm fixing to make the Taj Mahal. Go get me them 2 tires over there too. Those look like some good windows. I mean, I could just see it now.
That's funny.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
funny.
Yes, from a listener. The logic of a redneck. The problem
Yes.
is there's no logic, but in their mind, it's totally
It
logical.
makes sense.
It does.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so tell us your mattress.
So we go see my grandfather yesterday. He has cancer. He's dying. He has cancer in his hips.
Ooh.
And, they've been trying to give him chemo and everything else, but he's in his friggin' 90s.
Wow.
Like,
Mhm.
he has lived a completely full, ridiculous life. I mean, awesome guy. When I say dying, I mean, he's 90. At 90, everybody's dying. So it's
Mhm.
not like the cancer's killing him. He is taking chemo, but it sucks because he can't walk a whole lot. But you'd have to know my grandfather. Like, everybody jokes about me being a hoarder. I mean, that's who I live with. I mean, I see purpose in saving more stuff than I ever needed, of course. But he's showing me all his gadgets and all the other junk. And I'm looking at Crystal going, you see who I get it from, right? So my little cousin who stays there, it's little cousin, she's fixing to turn 25, but my cousin who stays there and helps take care of him was like, yeah, me and mom had to get him a new mattress. And he said, and he was sitting in this new recliner going, yeah, this is where I sleep every night now. And he shows me his little, handicap porta-john little thing and his little walker that he put Christmas lights on. And he's just like me, or should I say I'm just like him. So the point is it so funny when you're dealing with a 90-year-old man because my little cousin, Cass, he's saying, yeah, Mama had to trick him to get a mattress because he wouldn't let us spend the money. He says, and man, that thing's fluffy. It's got that top on it. It sleeps so good. He said, I didn't think it was going to sleep that good till the first night I slept on it. And Cassie looks over and she says, Pawpaw, the mattress you was sleeping on, are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Was 40 years old.
Oh my gosh.
He said, but it slept good. It had a groove in it. She's like, no, Pawpaw, we had to get you a new mattress. He says, well, it did sleep good for the 1 or 2 nights I slept on it. He said, but it's so tall now, I can't get in and out of it. I got to sleep in a recliner. But I like this here recliner. And he starts petting it, talking about how comfy it is. And it was hilarious. And I was like, yep, I slept in one too, because during back surgery, I slept in one roughly like 16 months. I slept in a recliner. And we started talking about the tube I have down here and why he couldn't use either one. The one that's steel and doesn't turn is leather. So it'd be too cold on him because he's 90 years old. And the one that would have fit him great spins. So not only does it rock, it spins. And my grandmother tried to use it at the nursing home. The problem is when you lean forward to get out, it would spin left and just dump you in the floor.
Yeah.
So, but it was just so funny listening to him make logic. Well, it was 40 years old. I mean, it was just like,
there was a groove in it.
There was a groove in it. But he starts, he just starts talking. It's just funny.
And then you're like petting the recliner while he's talking about it.
Yeah, because he's like, man, this thing sure is soft and comfy. And then he takes his hat off and he says, and look at this. That freaking chemo, I'm losing my hair. And he's never had an issue with hair. I mean, his hair turned white and he grew it out the length of Stephanie's. He looked like Santa Claus.
Wow.
Dang.
He's got earrings, earring. He's got a left earring. He was in World War II, and back then when you sailed across the equator, they pierced your ear. So when he retired, he put his earring back in, and his name is Smokey. That's what everybody in the family's always called him because he always smoked a cigar. But up at the gas company where he worked for 40 some odd years, they called him Cigar. Like everybody knew him as Cigar. I even had a problem one time, and I think I told the story, but me and Jeff were putting up a basketball goal, and you're supposed to call before you dig, and I hit that blue gas line. And the whole subdivision got shut down. Fire trucks, everybody come in there.
Scotty.
These two gaslight guys that were, we're in our 20s. These two guys were like in their 30s, and they were being sarcastic and being an ass to me, telling me what this is going to cost you. And they kept running in that mouth. And back then, we didn't have cell phones. We had cordless phones. And we walked up. I said, how about you walk up here with me in this kitchen? And they're just snooty and running their mouth. And I pick up the cordless phone and I go, doop, boop, boop, doop, boop, 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 boop. Hey, Granddaddy. He goes, yeah. I said, look, man, I was putting up a basketball goal. I think I was like 21 at the time. I said, I was putting up a basketball goal. I know I should have called before I dug. I said, but I hit a gas line. He goes, really? I said, yep. I said, and I got these two jackasses standing in front of me that are being complete assholes. And the two guys just looked at me and started mumbling to themselves. And he says, well, what are they saying? And I repeated it. And they saw me. I mean, they're as close as we are. And they saw me repeating it to the guy on the phone. And they was just like, well, who are you talking to? I said, hold on, Granddaddy. I said, Cigar wants to talk to you. And when I said that name, they friggin' pooped in their pants. Because my grandfather ran dispatch for nearly 40 years.
Wow.
And he had been there through, 5 CEOs. He would sit at the CEO would walk down to the very table my grandfather would eat lunch, and they would just sit and talk because the CEO had, worked for the Atlanta Gas just the same amount of time until he became, up. So him and my grandfather were buddies. So it was really funny when you see the dispatcher's face, and he says, who is it? And I say, I mean, not the dispatcher, but the guy say, who is it? And I say, Cigar. And then they both look at each other, and I'm like, who wants it?
They wouldn't.
And then he got on the phone, and basically he's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, well, you have a terrific day. Because see, back in these days, back in the 90s, that dispatcher, that's who sent you wherever you went. So you didn't want to piss off my grandfather.
You got the crap places.
Because you would get the nastiest, dirtiest, muddiest, crappiest, whatever. And he's just like, okay. And he hangs up the phone with me. Well, hands it back to me. I tell Granddad thanks and all. I hang up with him. A few seconds later, the guy's just like, well, there's just not going to be a charge. We're going to just chalk this up as an accident, blah, blah, blah. And you have a terrific day. And I'm like, y'all too. See you later. So but it's real funny because back in the day, me and my mom were poor, man. And there was times like the gas guy would show up to cut our gas off. And my mom would go, boop, 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 hand the phone to the guy. And the guy's like, yeah, what paperwork? I'll come back by in a week or so if I need to,
Yeah.
And that's how we would survive because, being poor, you had to do that. We lived in apartments and rental houses. And, that's why I swore I would never do that. Like I lived in a rental house one time when I first got out. I moved into a rental house, me and Jeff. And some different roommates over the years. And then as silly as it sounds, it came down to I was either having to go rent an apartment or buy a double wide. I bought a brand new $40,000 double wide, moved into what was a nice neighborhood for a while, moved out of there after living in it for about 4 years, moved into a house in North Lake and then North Lake to here. My problem with apartments, no offense to anybody that lives in apartments, but if your neighbors have roaches, you have roaches.
Right.
And
I
couldn't stand that, man. Growing up in apartments, the problem is like me, I bounced around and made too much noise. So living on the bottom floor, unfortunately, we had to put up with the people upstairs. And the problem is if we lived on the top floor, I had to have the people downstairs putting up with me.
Right.
So,
right.
But the problem is every time we lived on a ground level, there was always too many break-ins. So, that's why I didn't want ground level. I mean, if you're going to have to break in, you're only coming through the front door. Problem is if there's a fire, you're only going out the front door. Well, we're jumping off a window,
Yeah, we're ready to not rent because it's like the money that you're putting in monthly to rent is a
you're
house
throwing
payment.
it away. Yeah.
Ravens just sent you this, and it might as well have said, paradise. It's a dumpster, a rollaway dumpster slap full of mattresses.
Stuff's like, that's what we're doing after the show. Anybody got a trailer?
I saw Stephanie drool at that like a fat kid at a donut shop. Or Hannibal Lecter. That's the noise you just made. Did you make that? You made that?
Did it.
You friggin' weirdo.
I'm like, what? I laughed.
It'd be funny if you did it. That makes you a weirdo, though, because you're the one that actually has the hard on for the mattresses. Sorry, I shouldn't have said the hard on. Hard on is offensive. But it's at 8:09, so hard on might be acceptable. Especially
just keep saying it.
Especially if one of you guys just woke up.
Morning, ladies.
So I got to tell you a story about Morningwood. So,
oh Lord,
I got to knock this out real fast. Wait a minute.
He says morning.
Wait a minute.
Shut
up. Shut up. I didn't mean it like that. So Jim, who used to live with me, was an alcoholic. He did have a drinking problem. And I know I've told the story before, but I got to tell it again. So he always, especially when he worked with me doing all the construction, he would be up at 5 a.m. I mean, if I tried to sleep till 6, it doesn't matter. He'd already be up. He'd already be dressed, made coffee, had his coffee on the front porch, smoked his cigarette. I would wake up to him smacking the dog bowl, feeding the dogs.
Oh.
Because he'd go ding, 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 and smack the balls. And excuse me, my 2 Great Danes and my Presses would come running across the driveway, and he'd scoop their dog food out. And that's how he called them every morning. So that was my normal 6 a.m. wake up call was, him. And we like sleeping with the windows open and stuff like that when the temperature was right. So that's how our days were. And if I tried to feed the dogs, he'd go, "What are you doing, mister? You trying to take my job?" He's like, "I got a routine. Don't mess up my routine." So I'm like, "Cool, dude, you can have it. I'm not going to argue with you about you feeding my dogs. I'm okay with that." So the mornings that I would have stuff to do on the weekends, like pull out with a motorcycle, he knew I would have to crank the bike, let it warm up, go I had a 14-foot pasture gate. I'd have to open the gate, pull from the garage, out of the gate, then close the gate, which means I have to get back off the bike, put the kickstand down. So normally if he knew I was going for a ride or an event, he'd jump up in the morning, have his coffee, and come downstairs, open the door, and open the gate and tell me have a good ride. Be real nice. One morning he was kind of a little snookered from the night before hangover, the drinking. So I cranked the bike up, and the driveway was the side of the house where he lived downstairs. So the gate was at the end of the house where his bedroom window was. So he heard me, crank the bike, and apparently he woke up a little, but wasn't still out of bed. And then when I went and pulled up to the gate, got back off, opened the gate, he comes running out of the house. He had long, long black hair, but he always kept it in a ponytail. Well, this particular morning, it's everywhere. He looks like Animal from the friggin' Muppets. He has no shirt on, and he's in boxer shorts. So he comes running out to the gate. I pull forward. He closes the gate, and I look back, and then people are driving down the road, and he's going, "Morning!" Every time a car drives out, "Morning!" And I didn't have the heart to tell him, "Dude, you're poking out." He was leaning over the pasture gate and poking through the gate at the same time. And I'm like, "Jim, you do know you're in your boxers. You might need to go back in the house." He's like, "It's okay. Can't see nothing." I'm like, "Yeah, you can." Okay. Morning.
I'm just gonna start doing that every morning.
Morning.
Every time he yelled morning, I wanted to go, "Put your hands and stuff down." Morning. Wood. Morning. Wood. Morning. Wood. But it was so crazy. You got this skinny, black-haired, poofed out hair, tattoos everywhere, blue boxer shorts. Morning. I'm just like, God, no wonder nobody tries to rob us. They're like, "Don't go to that house. Some fools are crazy." But truthfully, when you drove past our house, my house was built like a beach house on stilts, and then my aunt and uncle closed it in later, so it became a 2-story. Well, it's like a beach house. So when you come, in the yard, you had to go up a set of steps to get to the front door, and there was a big deck that went around the front. So he was always out there drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, whatever. Go in, the grill was out there, the dining room, the kitchen's right inside the door. So anytime that you were driving past our house, Jim would be on the front porch with a little Allman Brothers playing on the radio, grilling out, smoking, drinking his Steel Reserve or Bush, but that's where he hung out.
Yeah.
So everybody in the neighborhood driving by always saw Jim. They always knew somebody was home, and they always knew the dogs because my fence went 3 feet up next to the street.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't even walk past the street without my dogs scaring the oh yeah. But it was just so hilarious. Morning.
Wood.
So anyway, yeah. How's it hanging? Well,
it's not.
Now that you say. Yeah.
On that note.
Yeah, we'll probably need to go to commercial and take 14. I'm gonna play a song.
Oh no.
Little Richard's
Song. Oh yeah.
Little Richard's favorite song he always requests, but I figured it would go so great with Morning.
Wood.
See you later. We'll be right back.
We need to do that when we get back from commercial.
Oh.
They'll be like, "Morning." We'll go away.
Yeah, every day. Y'all need to be like that. So the boots that I bought from Goodwill, I paid $19. $19.99.
Right, I'm listening.
I pulled up on Google, $258.
How worn were they?
Huh?
How
They
worn?
were brand new.
Dang.
Huh? We need to go there after here because we got lunch to go to today. What are you doing today? We got free lunch at American.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do I have enough time then to go put regular pants on instead of these?
Yeah, it's at noon.
Oh, okay.
Look, the only thing that was wrong with them is somebody put them on, stepped in some mud. So when I got them, the bottoms weren't even worn. They just had a little bit of mud in the trail. I just put them on and walked out in the driveway yesterday.
Feel better?
No.
Are you?
Holy shit.
Look, 239, 240, 239, 249, 249. So, and if you go get an RAI, they're like $280.
Come on, Bella Bella. Come on, pretty girl. Come on, pretty girl.
I might have to
Damn.
percolate that one on upstairs.
So where's lunch at?
Fronteras.
Oh, okay.
To the right of. It's at their business.
What's the business?
American Family Insurance.
Oh, okay.
Fixed to be a new sponsor.
Cool. Is that where Corinne went to work at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the only thing I was going to do was go to the gym.
Yeah, I've got to start going back, but man, my knee, dude.
Whoa. Sure. I picked up the flame bag of dog food
Sport animal.
and hurt the crap out of my shoulder.
I got to do lunch, then I got to go pay my taxes on my house. There was something else I was supposed to do. I got to go to Now or Never.
You said something about going to the ice skating rink earlier.
Yeah, I got to go by there and do some video. And got to go to Gravity. I need to find out what that one's doing, if she's going with us. I mean, because I just got to stay in Conyers. Everything I got to do is in Conyers. Oh, my God. I need to go buy a new car wash, but, you know, they don't open when it stays like this.
Really?
Who's going to get their car wash?
I would.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We got to talk about that one. Would you get me a napkin out of that cabinet? Open the cabinet. It's far right hand. Right there. Package. Right hand. Package.
That sounds so wrong.
Well, she's right-handed. If I said right hand, it would still sound right. Right hand. Huh?
Grab my pack.
Oh, my God.
You grabbing Scotty's package?
No, mine. Not touching it.
Well, for $19.95, it could be yours. If you act now, we'll throw in a bonus and give you Stephanie's. Thank you. I didn't need that many. I just needed one.
Just about to go.
How much nose do I plan on blowing?
Well, I don't know. Having a call
Hey,
out to Washington,
you
so-
could use all those. 'Cause-
Oh.
Shut up.
Mm.
No, somebody else. I'll call you on the break and explain the next break and explain it to you. We're going back.
And we're back, and Denise is live on the telly.
Sorry.
So I got like two. What? So I got like two conversations I wanted to handle. So I'm going to write this down before we
Oh my God.
get off of the subject.
Yeah, I totally missed the one that you were talking about. Like, we're gonna have to talk about this as soon as I came back inside.
I don't know.
Is your lip still hurting?
God, yeah, man.
The car wash.
Oh,
Subliminal
are
messages.
you gonna ride with me and go do a bunch of stuff?
I guess before lunch.
Okay, I gotta go pay the tax man on the house. You know, that's one thing about when you own your house, your taxes you have to pay for, not through your mortgage. Most mortgages, your
Right, you
taxes
can pay, yeah.
are through your mortgage.
Okay.
But when you own your house free and clear, then you are responsible for going to pay the tax man.
Is it crazy amounts?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
It's always crazy. And it's not like you have a payment plan. You got to
No.
like pay it at one time.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I got to go pay that, but then I got to go by Now or Never, Gravity, and I said I need to run by the new car wash. I said, but with the rain being the way it is, I said they're not open. She goes, really? I said, well, nobody's going to go get their car washed in the rain. And she says, well, I would.
And that's why you're redneck Steph.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding.
Order up. Redneck brain, scattered, smothered, and covered
On a mattress.
on a mattress. Ooh, I'm visualizing you smiling.
No.
God. Well, when I started doing it, all I can tell myself, as I started thinking about you smothered, covered, and chunked on top of a mattress, as I tried to think that nasty, disgusting thought, my backup plan that always gets me out of thinking stupid things is grandma naked, grandma naked, grandma naked, grandma naked. Anytime you have an impure thought or something, you're like grandma naked, because that will ruin any sporting a Woody at the wrong time. Grandma naked, that ruins it.
He's like, no.
Mm-mm-mm.
My eyes.
My brain.
But no, I just have a bunch of errands to go run. How about that? Our weekly reach so far this week is 1,133,963 people.
Heck yeah.
1 million just for Fun Radio. 1,133,963.
If you can imagine, is it Dr. Evil on Austin Powers?
Yes.
He's like
Mhm.
1 million.
And the crazy thing is that's just who's seen everything that we've been doing
this week.
Now, the crazy thing is called engaged, means people hitting like buttons and share buttons and reading all our stuff
And commenting.
and commenting. For this week alone is 122,561.
Mm-mm-mm.
But you got to figure I've got nearly 5,000 people on my page. I can't even begin to imagine how many followers I have because, Facebook locks you down at 5,000. So I had to ask people to delete me as a friend, but then just click follow.
Right.
So by the time you look at how many people around here that's on my pages and then how many that you may have and Steph may have and Doc may have, my wife, Zach,
Alex.
You start naming all of us, man, no wonder.
Mhm.
I was walking out of the bank the other day. No exaggeration of the truth. Me and my wife walking out of the bank. This woman I've never seen before. She's like 70 years old. Gets out of her minivan and goes, look, if it isn't DJ Scotty and his beautiful wife. And I'm like, what?
You're like, is this good or bad?
And I wasn't even at my bank. I was at the one right here at the corner of Salem. And come to find out, it's one of the guys we know's mother.
Really?
And she follows everything that we do.
Sweet.
But I'm just,
Cool.
because we get in the car and I'm looking at my wife going, I know we're supposed to smile and say, hey, but that was a little odd. Like, are we supposed to know who she is? I don't mean to be rude, but it kind of creeped me out since I've got the flying monkeys now.
Right.
And I rolled the window down. I said, well, you have a terrific day. She goes, bet you're wondering who I am, aren't you? And I went, now that you mentioned it, I was a little concerned. She said, I'm so-and-so's mom. I said, whoo, thank God. I thought I was fixing to get shot in the bank parking lot. All these flying monkeys, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
And they just want recognition.
Right.
Yeah.
They just want, they're like a serial killer, a sex offender, a Unabomber.
Mhm.
They just want recognition. They just want their name said over this here microphone, you jackass. You're a flying monkey. You're not going to get your name said. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. But you're still talking. They're like, guess what? He talked about
He's
me on
still
the radio
talking
this
about
morning,
me.
yeah.
But the problem is
Mhm.
there's 100,000 of you weirdos out there. You're not really sure which weirdo I'm talking about.
Yeah, true.
And what's so
Very true.
funny is the number's right there.
Yeah.
But nobody ever calls, even though they threatened, I'm going to call the show.
Bring it on.
Call the show.
Well, there was that one that called that one time and said that he worked for the county. He was griping at you about something. It started on Facebook, and
then we found out that he lied
Yeah.
about who he said he was.
yeah.
And to top that, somebody I was dealing with a couple of weeks ago is friends with him.
Oh, really?
And when I was talking about, well, they started talking about this dude they knew, and then his business got mentioned.
Mhm.
And I went, oh, yeah, I know that guy. And I told the story of how he called and pretended to be somebody and claimed he was an elected official and
Mhm.
worked with the city and worked with the county. And they went, oh, yeah, he is that way. I went, yeah, I already know he's that way. I watched
That's
him do
funny.
it.
Yeah. He sat there and did it.
Jeff Matthias says, me? With a question mark? Talking about the flying monkeys. And they don't know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, Steph, get with the program. Get with the program.
I
If I
it's
said
ADD radio.
if I said mattress bunnies, you know who I was talking about.
No.
Never mind.
Dust bunnies, maybe.
Oh my God. All right, so yeah, we have errands to run today. What's been going on with you? You're in and out, in and out, in and out. You got a lot going on, I'm sure.
Yeah, like yesterday, I unfortunately had a death in my family, and so that kept me busy, and just been doing stuff here and there. Ashley's been sick. I got sick for a little
I
bit.
tell you, the snotty nose is all over, man. It's everywhere, and plus all the rain's not helped.
Well, what's weird about her is she got a head cold, and then I did post it on Facebook, the picture of her toe. But
Yeah,
the
explain
cold-
that, because I've always wondered how this story happened, and I could not figure it out, and I really haven't been able to be in a situation for us to talk about it. So let's hear some of the stories.
Well, her toe started swelling, and I noticed it, and I put a heating pad on it, a warm rag and everything. And then when she went to school, they said that she didn't want her shoe back on, and they looked at it, and the nurse said there was something going on with it, and I needed to get it checked. So I took her and got it checked. They said that it was just cellulitis and put her on antibiotic. Well, the next morning,
What the heck is cellulitis?
It's-
For people that have no clue what you're talking about.
it's just a swelling, an unknown swelling.
on.
I hate to say this, but Jeff says, ha ha, I got my name set on the mic. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cellulitis is a spreading bacterial infection of the skin and tissues beneath the skin. Sometimes it appears in areas where the skin is broken open, and other times it hasn't broken open. It
Okay.
needs to be.
Yeah. And so that's what they said it was. Well, then when I took her to the hospital, because the next day, even on the antibiotic, it was swollen more. They actually said, they asked me if she had been sick, and I said, yeah, she had a head cold. And they said that the cold had moved to her foot, had moved to her toe.
That's just
And I
like the
was-
strangest thing I've
That's
ever heard.
weird.
Yeah, I had never heard of that happening. But when we were talking about it last Tuesday, when Rich was here, or Wednesday, whatever day that was, he said that he's heard of that happening. But when I took her to the hospital, they had to lance her foot open, lance her toe, and the doctor did a little bit, and a little bit of stuff came out, and then she said that there was still stuff in there, and went a little deeper, and it was gross. But
That's crazy.
yeah, and then
Mm.
yesterday it started swelling up again,
No.
and I don't know why.
How's it called a head cold if it's in your toe?
It's a foot
Exactly, it's a foot cold.
Toe cold.
Foot fungus.
So that really gives a whole new meaning to your nose running, huh? Ah.
Yeah, we're not gonna laugh at you on that. We'll laugh at you on that one, but we're not gonna laugh
And
at
we'll
that
admit.
one. Yeah, we'll admit that we will laugh at you for that one, because that wasn't that good.
I know that was corny.
So hey, how about this? We have talked a few times about the crap at the hospital, and which hospitals not to go to because of
Yeah.
staff and all this other stuff. Well, come to find out, my cousin Pete, he had back surgery a couple years back, and had to put rods in his back. Well, he caught one of the things from there,
Oh no.
and I didn't know all the story till last night, but apparently they had to go back because it's been like an open wound for X number of years now because of what he caught from that hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Said that the 2 steel rods they put in his back, because of infection of this stuff, has fused in wrong with his spine, whatever. They had to go back in and take the rods out and blah, blah, blah. I forget what the name of it is. But yeah, it's bad. Like, it's bad.
Like the infection,
MRSA?
you can't remember?
MRSA, that's what it's called.
I was about to say staph or MRSA.
It's called MRSA. And they're
Which
saying
is one
that
of the big problems they have.
and, yeah, and it's not healing right. So his life is like friggin' horrible and has been. I knew for like the last year something wasn't right, but I didn't know the whole story. Now I kind of got the whole story, and I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy.
How long ago was the surgery?
Like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Mm.
And he's been fighting it ever since. They can't get rid of it, but it's taking over his body.
Ugh.
And he caught it from the hospital. So it's like, okay, is it safer to just cauterize, my hand where I cut my finger off and just deal with the infection at home?
Just don't go there.
Phew.
Yeah,
God, man.
that's like when Ashley was first born. She had to stay in the ICU or the NICU for 7.5 weeks. Well, she ended up catching staph infection from the hospital.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
But see, and as far as the infection stuff is okay, but the mother place, the birthplace, is amazing. Like, I've never heard anything bad about that, but I guess if it's in the same place, so.
Well,
is that where she had it
no,
was?
we actually lived in DeKalb at that
okay.
time, so it wasn't a hospital down here.
Okay. Okay.
But
If anything ever goes on with my kids, I just take them straight up to Eggleston. I don't even go by. I pass go. And when the only time I've had to bring him up there, my son got a hold of some medicine and took some medicine. And so when I called poison control, they're like, don't kill yourself getting there, but get there. And so and they even called Rockdale and told them we were getting there. They brought us right back, gave him charcoal. And because of what he took, it was an extended release. They had to transfer us to Eggleston, and we were in this cardiac step down unit for 24 hours.
it's like when we finally got to bring Ashley home, she had colic. And so the doctor had called in a medicine, but it wasn't her doctor was on vacation. So it was the doctor that was taking over for him. Well, she called in the right medicine, but at the pharmacy, they ended up giving Ashley medicine for a 6-year-old seizure patient. Yes. So, we picked up the medicine. I gave it to her. And we got to looking, and I told Travis, I said, 1.5 teaspoons sure is a lot for her little body, because she was only like 6 pounds.
Wow.
And so I called. It was about 30 minutes after I had given her the medicine, and she just laid out. The pharmacy called and said, whatever we do not give her that medicine that he messed up.
Guess what?
I said, well, we already did. So I called the doctor, and I told the doctor what had happened, and she called Eggleston, and Ashley was in the ICU overnight, and the pharmacy paid for her hospital stay, so that we didn't sue them. So,
Crazy.
Can I help you?
Somebody over there?
No, that's called a dog.
Oh,
she's moving the rug. She's moving the rug around to lay down.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought she's in front of the.
Never underestimate the ability of a weirdo dog. You should know.
It is Scotty's dog.
You should know you have several of those.
It is Scotty's dog.
Yeah, they were out there chasing squirrels this morning, and I was.
That explains you when you get here. That totally explains a lot, because when you get here, you do the same thing.
But I chase squirrels.
Chasing squirrels.
Speaking of babies, I was reading an article yesterday about a woman that was being a surrogate for her friends, and at some point during the pregnancy, they found out with an ultrasound that there was going to be heart issues. And the actual parents wanted her to abort, and she ended up going to, I want to say, Michigan. The woman carrying the baby fled to Michigan because they see it as her as a birth mother, and so she was able to carry the child and was still ended up being born with heart issues and a cleft lip. But she actually found adoptive parents that would take care of him. So I was like, I mean, what would you do in that?
Well, I actually
Yeah.
did go through that because they did do an ultrasound and said that Ashley was going to have a heart transplant when she was born because there was one side of her heart that was malformed. They said that she was very club foot.
And they didn't say that she needed a parent because one of them was malformed too.
But
Ashley, you're doing great, child, but one of your parents is a little out there. We're gonna have to replace it. That's right.
But no,
Don't say they need a transy because one of them would end up with the wrong one. Boop, boop.
But no, she was
Travis, your voice sure didn't get soft for some weird. What the hell?
Oh my
Travis,
Lord.
I thought. Okay, never mind.
But she was born and they gave her blood, or that's what they said, that they gave her blood and it caused her heart to fill up the way that it was supposed to. That she was just anemic while she was
in
utero, and she's been fine ever since. Oh, and that she was going to have a kidney removed, because they said she had 2 urethra or whatever
ureters
coming out.
Can we
one going in and 2 going out?
Vagina monologues or something over here. God, let's get back on task.
Let's tell our birth stories.
Well, what happened was
I'm thinking Steve Martin. I was born black boy. Yeah. So listen, I want to talk about something. Hold on, let me see what Little Richard says. Sorry, I've been so quiet this morning. Thanks for sporting Woody's song. I've been extremely busy. Well, I hope it wasn't because you were sporting Woody.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I want to talk about something. So I bought these boots. See, I bought these boots at Goodwill. I just happened to be walking through Goodwill. I saw these hiking boots, and I'm like, damn, those things look new. And I walked over and looked. The treads were not even worn, but there was some mud, like where somebody had stepped in some mud and then just got rid of the boots. I looked inside. I stuck my hand inside. You couldn't even feel where toe grooves or anything. So it's like nobody's warm. There was no crease where the shoelaces and the tongue and the toe all meet. Mm-hmm. You can tell nobody had even walked in the boots. So I'm like, well, hell, $19. I need a pair of boots. So yesterday I started wearing them for the first time. I'm like, man, I really like these boots. And I'm thinking, how did I get so lucky to only pay $19 for these damn boots, right? Mm-hmm. I come home and I Googled them. Average price ordering them online is between $239 and $259. And $289 at one of the stores in Atlanta. Well, it brought up the conversation with me and my wife about prices. Mm-hmm. And every time you find something, you try to go check the prices on the internet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is most of the time, unless you're on like REI, most of the time when you find something on the internet, the prices are always going to be lower.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I think I'm trying to basically tell people, use common sense. If somebody's telling you, well, this is the price, and you go, well, it's this price on the internet. Well, these guys that are selling stuff on eBay don't have overhead expenses like a shop to pay for and electricity to pay for and taxes and, all the other things it takes to be in business. So yes, you can order stuff on the internet most of the time and get it cheaper. Like I can order the speakers I ordered for my Farron on the motorcycle. I think it was like $80 with free shipping on Amazon.
Right.
Well, they were like $99 at Walmart. Well, that's Walmart. Walmart's prices are always hard to beat anyways because they're such a big chain. But then the very same speakers at one of the automotive stereo shops, it was like $120, $130 for these speakers. So, of course, in my mind, it's a whole lot easier to order it on Amazon and just have them sent to the house. But I'm thinking what I'm trying to say is to make sure people understand you can't stand in a store and decide to look up prices and find them cheaper on the internet and then go, well, I can get it cheaper. Well, of course you can get it cheaper on the internet. Duh. Yeah. But I think you need to think about that because there's so many people that will look at something and then try to compare it to what's on the internet. The difference is, do you want it now or not?
Yeah.
If you want it now, it might cost you $20 more. If you want the reassurance in your mind that you can take the product back at any given time, with a receipt,
Right.
then pay the extra $20 and get it from Target, or pay the extra $20 and get it from Walmart or whoever, Sports Authority, whatever, so you can take it back. But if you feel that you want to save money so friggin' bad, order it. Wait your 7 days or so to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to bring that up because, in the mix of me bragging, I was like, man, I can't believe I've got these kick-ass boots for $19.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, there you go. I was just throwing that out there. Figured if that was a conversation that either you two could join in on. Hello?
Yeah,
Crickets.
that was pretty cool.
Any more thoughts to the point that I'm making?
I haven't found any deals like that, but when I do, I'll let you know.
You can't order beer offline, so
Technically, yeah, you can.
I mean, you can, but I'm joking with you because it's like take too long. I could have went to Gravity 10 times.
I know, right? I live up there anyway.
Yes. You need to get with her and ask her about, can she talk to the people about that gravel parking lot in the back? And you can just get you a fifth wheel put up there. So you can just go and then be like, Karen, I got a growler. I'm gonna go back to my trailer. I'll be back there for a little while. Why are you biting your lip?
Come on, I'll punch you in your colon.
Oh my God. I thought that was funny.
Have you seen
anything else?
Funny?
Well, look, we're at a commercial break anyways. Let's shoot off to a commercial and we'll be right back. I know we overtalked our commercial.
I want to talk about Black Friday when we get back.
Why's it gotta be black?
That's what it's called.
Man. People like you are what make bad stereotypes.
Whatever.
What?
You more.
We'll be right back, everybody. I'm an equal opportunity hater.
Morning.
I hate everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Morning, Wood.
I had to call my husband back. He yelled at me.
Call who?
My husband.
Oh, why? What happened?
He's like, why didn't you call me on break?
That tickled. It vibrated my eardrum.
I just got a text from Karen that said like, and I'm like, what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Get a fifth wheel behind your.
Yeah, that's the thing. People don't remember that they're 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, but then I texted her about the RAS class that I have to take. So I don't know if she's talking about that or what we were talking
Right.
about. Are you comfortable, Bella?
5,111 likes. Man, I'm telling you, it's just booming.
Did that guy ever comment on that picture?
Mm-mm. I was just trying to help him. Woo! All right, I'll be right back. Y'all, would you just at least just talk on the mic so people listening? Now, what did you do that for, you Riri? She folded the blanket all up like the bed. I mean, the
Okay, that was weird. Okay, that was really weird. My phone just started playing a song.
Oh, I'll pull it up and show him. He's not down here, so I'll have to show him when he gets back down. Is he up in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'll see what he says about that. See if he wants to talk about it on air. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna tell him that it's good news. All right. Well, text me when you're leaving. Let me know that you're leaving. Right, but just text me when you're leaving so I know. Love you, miss you. Bye.
What? Yeah, that was crazy. I was in the bathroom and I had my phone sitting here
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't even around my phone. And all of a sudden, I hear a song that is my friend's band. And I'm like, I know they sent the songs to Scotty. Did he download them and is he playing them? And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. He's playing them on the radio. And I come out and it was my phone. My phone had started up the music thing all by itself.
Grandma wanted to listen to it. Are you
Grandma
going with us?
never lived.
Are you going with us?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go home and change clothes first because I was gonna go to the gym because I'm not gonna go like this because these are my gym clothes.
Are you meeting us there or are you?
Yeah, I'll just meet y'all there because he said it was next to Ventura's, however the heck you Ventura's.
I haven't been there forever. I got
how
some
long
good
ago
news
is
for
it
Scotty when he
been?
gets down. I can't wait to see what he says. I don't know if he wants to talk about it on air because it's about the flying monkey, the original flying, well, the latest one, not this one, but he's
The one from Covington?
he's
Cool.
mm-hmm.
How'd y'all find that out?
David, when we were talking about the flying monkey earlier, David was like, I'm bored. And that's who we thought we were talking about. So he went to his little Facebook page
Mm-hmm.
and he had put it on his Facebook page.
Cool. Where's he moving to?
Minnesota. Who's he talking to?
He's talking to us.
Dork.
And what's weird is my phone is on vibrate. My phone is on silent. All of the volume is down. So there's no reason it should have been playing, especially as loud as it was.
Grandma. Let me see.
That's funny. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll.
That was funny. Who's he talking to? I yelled through the van. I said, I'm watching you on video, fool.
Did you hear what I was talking about?
No. Let me word you advice.
Where's
Give
you
you some
advice?
Where's you advice?
You need
Watch us when you're gone.
You need to. Yeah, I am watching you when you're gone. But you don't need to be on the phone and get close to that microphone because I was hearing you and David. Like I was hearing David.
Were you?
So did you hear when my phone cut on and started
Yeah.
playing music?
Yeah.
And you saw that I wasn't around?
Yeah,
it?
you were in the bathroom. It was crazy. Because
Yeah.
I heard you blaming it on grandma.
No, Denise did.
You're
Grandma likes any four though.
What do you want?
What do you have? What do you have?
Flying monkeys moving.
You see what?
Moving. Yeah, his house is for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known that.
Minnesota.
Well, that's good because I saw that's how I got his address.
Oh, really?
Because it was up for sale and it just happened to pass by something on Facebook one day.
Don't gotta worry about them no more.
Good.
Now they'll all do that.
Man, thank God. Get the French toast out of here. Goodbye. Na 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 na.
Can we play
Here,
that?
we need to go to, let's go back live. And everybody, as Stephanie coughs into the microphone,
I looked away.
take another hit. Speaking of another hit, friggin' Denise,
What?
you sometimes have got to be from another planet. So yesterday, we're standing on the Pampered Puppies front steps. Everybody in Los Flores looks right out the window and can see the front steps of the Pampered Puppy, right? Everybody driving by. Stephanie, put your phone down while I paint you this image. Everybody that's listening, I want you to get this image as I paint this. She is doing something, I don't know what. She pulls out a friggin' lighter, lights this little white object, and says, "Here."
Oh,
and it looks
goodness.
like I'm holding a roach, a joint. So I jokingly, because it's white, the end of it's now burned, I look up at her and I go, "Do you know what this looks like, Stephanie? If I had this in my mouth," and I did it. And then at the time I did it, the owner of the ice skating ring walks by.
Oh, no.
And I went, "Hey, Jim, what does this look like?" He goes, "It doesn't look too far-fetched for who you are." I went, and I looked at my hand. I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no." I ran down the steps to the fence, and I showed it to him. I said, "Look, this is not a joint." But the problem is everybody driving by.
Yeah,
It looks like I got a joint in my hand.
Okay,
It looks like I have like a 1/4-inch roach in my hand, and it is burned at the end. It's a white object. It looks like I'm hitting a joint in broad daylight in front of everybody. And Jim still doesn't know whether I'm joking. Whether he gets in his car and says, "Well, considering who you are, that looks about normal." I said, "This is candy. This is not a joint. This is not a joint." But the problem is I was still holding it like it was a damn joint.
And
All right, Denise, please save me here.
the funny thing is Tara is probably rolling right now because she has her little basket of Halloween candy that we like pilfer through whenever we go up there.
Treat like you at a bar.
Shut up. So, growing up, there was those those candy sticks. They're those white candy sticks that come like 2 in a package. But anyway, so growing up, I was used to act like I was smoking.
And it looks like a Virginia Slim. Is that
Here, I'll show you a
circumference.
picture of it. But anyway, so I found that.
Did you
and
take a picture of it yesterday?
not that one?
Okay, keep going though with the story. Because I need everybody to know I was not holding a joint.
So anyway, so
Not that
Tara.
time. No, I'm kidding. I don't smoke anyways. I probably need to. Everybody that knows me probably thinks, "Oh yeah, Scotty needs to hit the bong one time to slow down."
So Tara was like, "Well, I used to do that too, but I lit the end." And I'm like, "Whatever." And so she was like, "No, it smells like a marshmallow and it tastes like a marshmallow." So she was like, "Try it." And I'm like, "No, try it. No." And so I was like, "Okay." So then I pulled the lighter out and I did it, and it
But she
smells-
lit it inside
Yes.
in front of a customer and then handed it to me. And I looked down at the customer and I looked at
No.
her and I looked at my hand. I looked at her and I'm like,
No, at first I was like, as soon as you walked in the door, I was like, "Smell
"Oh
this."
yeah.
And you're like, "Don't just like, no, don't do that."
Quit peer pressuring me."
So then Tara was like, "Me and you can't hang out because you cave into peer pressure really easy." And I was like, "Well, then we can have a chaperone." Scotty can't because he'll just record everything. And then Doc will be like, "Well, that's not politically correct. We can't do that." And so, yeah, then when we walked outside, I kept trying to get Scotty to try it. And finally he tried it. And it does taste like a marshmallow.
Yeah, it does. after the fact that I looked like I was walking in a parking lot in Old Town Conyers with a jerk in my hand, and the end of it was lit where it looked like it, had been puff past. Oh, yay. And the fact is, that's all I needed was the sheriff to drive by. Hey, Scott, what are you doing? It's candy. Sure.
Sure it is.
Sure, that's candy.
Oh,
And then if I would have ate it and said, watch, he'd go, you just ate the evidence. Just like the rest of the guys do in the cars when we lock them up. And I'm like, no, that's not it. Yeah, it looked a whole lot worse. Visually, it looked like a roach, man. You can you imagine? You would have to make sure your car was 100% clean. But could you imagine doing that at a red light?
yeah, and just being like,
And City of Conyers would light your ass up.
yeah, but then when they pull you over and realize what it is, they get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, or they're so pissed off that they find something.
They will find something, yeah. So yeah, that was our fun yesterday.
You think?
Very much so.
Golly, man.
But I would never think, but marshmallows are pure sugar anyway, and those are pure sugar, so it makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So anyways, what was it that you were wanting to talk about?
Oh, Black Friday. What do you do? Do you do the Black Friday thing?
I love staying home. I think this year though, I want to find out and I'll have to make a phone call. I got a friend that's a Walmart manager. I need to find out where the craziest anything is happening.
So you can go record it?
Yeah, because we're going to go in the bus. Like, we'll go in the bus and
And I
record
don't
it.
have kids on Black Friday.
I just think it'd be funny to like walk around with video these people going nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Selfie stick, when you put the camera up over everybody fighting over a TV.
And then we can
Yeah, that
just
would
do
be
like
funny.
a compilation.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, because I was talking about there's a bunch of stores
Is it
that
Redneck
are.
Tuesday?
Yes.
Usually it's Taco Tuesday, but I guess today's Redneck Tuesday.
We talked before.
All
the
she
show.
can do is- Yeah.
Anyway.
Stephanie used to sit there and act like that too. She couldn't get
It's
words
the
out of her mouth.
chair.
It's the chair.
It's the chair.
Wow.
No, there's a bunch of stores that are now not opening on
Mhm.
Thanksgiving
Yeah, I thought
Day.
we talked about that once before, but let's cover it again. So there's a lot of stores that are doing the kind of boycott. We're not going to be open that day.
Right. They're letting their employees spend time with their family on Thanksgiving. There's Costco, GameStop, Half Price Books, which I've never heard of, Harbor Freight, sorry, David, Joanne Fabrics, PC Richard and Son, Pier 1 Imports, Petco. Does people go shopping at Petco on Black Friday?
Ravens Renovation said we should do a live show Black Friday. So maybe that's what we'll do is go find the
Ooh.
craziest Walmart or just go like sit in the parking lot in Old Town. Not Old Town, but go to Conyers Walmart and
Mhm.
just sit in the parking lot and broadcast live.
That would be so
That would
fun.
be cool.
Yes.
Or the Alcovey store. At least that Walmart's nicer.
Hazelburn.
Whatever.
Raymer and Flanagan, REI, Sam's Club, Staples, TJ Maxx, and True Value are all not opening on Thanksgiving. Oh, Lowe's, Home Depot, Home Goods, Marshalls. I said GameStop, Mattress Firm. So sorry, Steph. Can't get your mattress on Black Friday or on Thanksgiving. What is Von Mar? You know what
I
that is?
don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway, those stores are all closed on Thanksgiving. I usually don't even. It's not worth it. It's so frustrating. I'll go after it's all picked through.
So are they just going to be closed on Thursday or closed on Black Friday?
No, they're
also?
open. They'll open Black Friday, but they're not because a lot of stores
They're not celebrating
will
Black
start
Friday.
their stuff at like 6:00 on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so they're not going to
Oh.
do Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, my mother-in-law works for Walmart, and she has to go in. She always has to go in Thanksgiving evening, and it's like seriously. So then you get finished giving, like I said the other day, you get finished giving thanks for everything, and then go fight people
Yeah,
and go to jail.
and get trampled and everything.
It's just not worth it.
No, it's crazy.
That would
We-
be fun to do a live show, though.
Yeah, we did one Black Friday sale one time because my oldest daughter, she was into photography, and there was a place that had the phone, or not the phone, excuse me, the camera and the printer, and you stuck the camera right onto the printer and could print the pictures out
Right.
right then and there.
Yeah.
So I
And
had
they-
the dock and bay. so to
Mhm.
speak. Just keep going.
Yeah.
I don't want to complicate it with your
Okay.
thought processes over there with you Redneck Tuesdays.
But they had it for like
Morning.
wood.
You know what really gets me is what would you do for a Klondike? Now with Redneck Tuesday and Taco Tuesday, it's almost like what would you do for a taco?
Whatever.
Keep
but
going.
they had it for like $30, so we went, and that was the only thing that we ever did the Black Friday for, was that.
Have you ever done the online stuff?
The Cyber Monday.
Well, that too, but a lot of times you can get all the Black Friday deals that you would in a store online. You just have to wait for it to be shipped, of course.
I'm all for trying to do some online stuff just this year. I mean, I know me and Alex were debating over online or not online, but some of the stuff I may just do online.
Yeah. And I per our conversations earlier, we were talking about
our conversations earlier.
Yes. We were talking about the stores, either going to the stores or getting them online. I said by the time you pay for shipping, you should go ahead and get it where you can touch it and get it right then. Because sometimes if it's not free shipping, as much as you pay, it's going to be what it is in the store.
Right. And that's why, like with Amazon, when I was talking yesterday, it's easier for me to go ahead and spend, what was it, almost $400, but I save $153 by doing it that way. So it's like, you know, what's worth it, what's not worth it, that sort of thing. So I got to decide on what direction I'm going to go. But it's, for me, I only purchase things that I know I'm going to make $1 off of. You know, if it's work related, then to me it's worth purchasing. I don't buy, like, what's funny with me is what I buy for fun, it's still my gadgets that I use for work.
Right.
So my wife doesn't really complain about me buying stuff because like when I bought the big Canon camera and you know, by the time I bought it and put a bunch of money in it, you know, I bought it with the intentions to use it. I found out that I couldn't do what I needed to do. I did take a little bit of a loss by selling it, but I got such a great deal on it. You know, I only maybe lost $100 by the time I sold it. But most of the time, what I buy, I can turn around and sell.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, mic booms and microphones, stuff like that. That's stuff I have to have anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like buying underwear or toilet paper. You got to have it. People complain about milk prices. If you're going to drink milk, who cares what it costs? You got to buy it.
And at
Gasoline, you got to buy it.
And when you're done using it, you can sell it because there's going to be people that need that want that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
and then I'm an Amazon Prime free shipping and get it 2 days early, most of the time earlier.
Yeah,
so,
but how much is it?
And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do Prime because I keep ordering. Why am I not Prime if I keep ordering? But
do you have to pay like a yearly?
That's what I thought. I thought the
Yeah.
yearly was why I didn't do it the first time.
Crazy.
Alex
It's like
or Ravens,
It's $99.
one of y'all let me know.
For a year with Amazon Prime.
But is it?
But
worth it?
if you order enough and you think about the money you save, it's worth it.
And I know sometimes with Amazon Prime, like you can get movies.
Like it told
free.
me,
you can rent
right?
their movies.
Well, that's what I was
free.
gonna say. If you do that, you also get the movie thing too. But my other part that I was looking at is, it automatically on my first little order that I was gonna do before it got bigger, it was like, you'll save an additional $30 if you become a Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I mean, half of your 99 saved right there, or a third of your 99 is saved right there because you knock off another $30.
Yeah, every time you check out, it says you'll save this much with getting.
So I need to research it because of the whole TV thing too, because I had said I was thinking about dropping some of my TV. So, you know, that's kind of a question right there.
David and I were discussing that too. We're trying to figure out if we want to drop all the cable stuff and go with one of those.
Well, like me, I could drop a couple of my boxes that we don't use. For instance, you know, I could buy another Apple TV box to put in my daughter's room, and that's a $99 purchase one time versus paying $6 a month for a box.
Yeah.
Like Zaylee doesn't even need a box in her room.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it'd be great for her to watch TV or cartoons, but hell, I could put an Apple TV box in there, flip it on Disney, and just leave it playing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have Roku, so that's why we were like, because you can get the Hulu and the Netflix and
Mhm.
everything through that. So we're thinking about just dropping all the cable stuff. Now, if we got Apple TV, because you said you have to have certain channels on cable to be able to watch
Right.
them on Apple TV.
Which is, well, but if you got Hulu, you know,
Right.
you get to see a lot of that anyways.
And that's, I mean,
We'll get Tech Talk involved and let Alex do some more research. He's doing some stuff about vapes tonight because the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration. Whew. Okay, back before I got in the car wreck that messed up my back, I was a workout junkie. I learned a lot about supplements. For instance, do you know that the ibuprofen that you buy from Walmart is the exact same that you buy at Kroger? When you buy the generic Walmart, it's the same as you buy at the generic Kroger. It's also the same that you buy at the generic every other place,
right,
and the same that you buy at GNC. The reason I know this is when I was, a little bit of a workout junkie. I worked out with a couple of chiropractors and a couple of doctors, a guy that owned a couple of the GNCs. And I went to his Winder store one day and was getting some of the supplements, and he asked me that question about, did I know that? Doing electrical work, I learned that Goodyear and Kelly Springfield's the same exact tire, by the way. I've been at the manufacturing plant.
Interesting.
Just one cost $100 more than the other. That's all.
Really?
Same tire.
Same exact tire.
I've been in the testing lab when I watch them take DeWalt drills and run 4-inch screws through tires. It's the way a tire's made. It just changes the whole topic. But yes, it's the same exact tire. Nothing's different except the name, the outside wall with a name on it.
And this price.
Yeah.
But I ended up at a place that they make the ibuprofen pills. And the only thing that may vary is the stamp that puts the letter on it and or the mold that changes the shape. It's the same pill.
Right.
So you're paying $8 a bottle at GNC. You're paying $4 a bottle at Walmart. You're paying X number of dollars at Kroger, X number of dollars at Publix. It's all the same pill from the same everything.
Wow.
Same thing with what you don't realize is when you buy the generic salsa chips.
Right.
I worked at a place called Mission Foods up at Pendergrass. They make all of them.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And depending on what day it is, today may be Walmart day.
Right.
And that day, the label machine gets swapped and Walmart labels get put on it.
So every day it's just a different store.
A different store.
Interesting.
So same thing with a lot of the hot dog places. We worked at a couple of hot dog places that make hot dogs. It's kind of the same scenario. A different mold, a different label. That's really all it is. That's the only thing that changes. But anywho's, I forgot how I got off on that conversation. But yeah.
I don't know. ABP
I'm sure.
Radio.
Well, you were starting off with the FDA as far as
Yeah.
So FDA, this is where we're going. So the
You're
FDA,
welcome.
sorry, I'm glad you but my reason for bringing all this up is so the FDA doesn't regulate sports supplements because they don't call it a drug. Even though it has a trace of this or a trace of that, but it's not considered a drug. It's considered a sports enhancement. It's considered a vitamin. So the FDA doesn't regulate it.
Interesting.
Well,
I thought they did.
no, not sports supplements.
Wow.
Only if it has a listed, government listed drug in it does the sports supplement become a drug.
Interesting.
Like a lot of the testosterone boosters have stuff from cactus in it. Well, that's not a drug.
Right.
Now the problem
But
about
this is the one that everybody's getting popped for, though.
no, I don't know what the new ones are
okay.
getting popped for because they keep borderline and stuff. Okay, for instance, I remember there used to be a drug back in 08 or 07 that got popped. Viagra sued this company called Stiff Nights because there was too many traces of the very same drug because see, the FDA doesn't regulate that either because it's considered a supplement. Now, Viagra is considered a drug.
Yeah.
So Viagra is controlled by the FDA, right? But all these little wiener pills at the convenience store, it's considered a sports supplement.
Really?
So it's not regulated. So the problem is this. If you go buy sports supplements and you just start eating them, there is no government lab that's been ran through to say whether it's safe or not.
So go ahead, pop it in your mouth.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Lamar
I know.
Odom.
I know a guy the reason we started following the whole Viagra lawsuit with Stiff Night is we knew a guy that had popped a couple of those at Southside Steve's and caused himself to have a heart attack.
Oh my god.
I've heard that.
Because not only does it bring blood flow to it increases your heart rate.
Well, that's why Lamar Odom's heart was so damaged because he took like 10 plus of them.
So this company, their ingredients, they had snuck it, and because it's not regulated by
FDA,
the government,
right.
they had snuck to the point they had made the Stiff Night peel almost identical to Viagra, and it was so close that the trademark infringement and all the other legal things were able to let them be sued. And then they had to reformulate their whatever. And then what they did is another company just opened up and did it all over again with a different name until they get popped. But because they're not regulated, you just keep changing the name of the company and keep putting out these pills and selling them in the convenience stores.
People.
same stuff, man. And because it's not regulated. Now, so where I'm going with all this is Alex is going to be reporting tonight about this new thing that's happening where the FDA is trying to regulate vaping. What it is they're fixing to make it so bad that you can't be a vape shop unless you meet all these criteria through the government, which is allowing big smoke tobacco companies to take over and start selling vapes. Because what they're trying to say is if you're mixing vape with nicotine, nicotine's labeled a drug. So you're going to have, and Alex can give you more of the detail tonight on Tech Talk. So make sure everybody, you listen to Tech Talk tonight if you're a vapor. If you're a vapor, listen to this show because he's going to read to you exactly what the government's doing. Basically, if you're mixing, you have to have a sterile environment. You're going to have a lab. You're going to have to follow the health department codes, just like a tattoo shop does.
So like the health department have to come out and check you and clear you and everything. Wow.
Rolling Rock, he like I said, he's going to give more detail, but like Rolling Rock is spending, I don't want to start saying how much money, but they're spending a huge amount of money to build a facility. They have like 3 locations. So they're trying to build a facility that meets Georgia state and or federal law so that they can legally mix. Because if this FDA stuff gets passed, thousands of vape shops will go out of business.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands. Because some of these little guys that have just started businesses in Covington, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 months ago, whatever, they're selling pre-made vape, right? So they can survive because they'll order theirs from somebody. But they'll have to make sure who they're ordering from is FDA certified. And then they'll be able to sell it, but they won't be able to mix it.
Right.
Like there's a cat in Conyers that has come on the show before, back when we first started the morning show, and he was telling us how they mix and everything. They just mix in the back of the building behind a curtain, but it's not like a lab or anything.
Right.
So will the FDA screw that up? Most likely.
Right. Every one that I've gone into, they've mixed it there. They have just a room in the back. And I mean, but
the FDA's trying to put a skid on that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a little lab.
But what you have to wonder is Philip Morris and all these big companies, are they putting the squeeze down on the government to make it be regulated? Because it's almost like I can't believe how Alex hadn't even chimed in. It's kind of like if we're going to be losing money due to vapes, if the cigarette company's not going to make money due to vapes, but yet you're still selling nicotine, then we are in the nicotine market and we want ours. So that's why I'm saying I got a feeling they're going to screw it up. Excuse me as I burp, y'all. They're going to screw it up, and then they're going to take over the vape business. They're going to offer vape or smoke.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what they're going to do. And it's going to
Raven's Renovation is texting now,
ridiculously
so we'll see what he's typing.
Expensive.
Oh, yeah.
They'll jack the prices up so much you won't want to do anything.
But anybody, and I don't want to just keep throwing Rolling Rock out, but I just know they're building this facility. Anybody that will be able to meet that criteria, if this FDA thing passes,
their business will go.
They'll monopolize it.
Oh, yeah. And then they'll open up more stores because then, I mean, since they'll be
'Cause,
the
I
only
mean,
ones that have.
I'm not trying to tell any bad stories. We were just talking about this last night. The FDA's putting this out, and it's already been, like, the bill's already been written. It's already passed in like one thing, and it's trying to be passed in another for it to become an actual law, if you will.
Mhm.
It just sucks because, you know, we know, I don't want to throw names out, but I know several of my friends over the past, 6 months that have opened up vape shops, and now
And put
is
so much money
put money into it,
and-
right? And now is the big gov, gonna screw us?
Right.
And then the question is it big money that's making the government do it, or enticing the government to do it? Is that the correct way of wording it? You know, it changes everything. You know, when you get the government involved, man, it changes everything.
The ATF is going to be all over that, and tobacco licensing for local and state government.
See?
Yeah.
Now, who was that?
Karen.
Okay. See, so she's aware of it too.
Yeah, she's
and
heard.
see, with her being in the alcohol industry, she's probably hearing more information from that side
Right.
than we would ever hear.
Right.
But the thing is here's my question, if you will. If I'm just mixing, say, Tutti Frutti
Yeah.
with Juicy Booty, and there's no nicotine put in it, is it still legal for me to mix? Because
Probably, because you're not
nicotine's the drug.
right. I wouldn't say it's illegal because you're not including the drug in it.
But it's all going to go to that fine line.
You can sell the zero nicotine juice because it doesn't have any nicotine in it.
But how are they going to write the law? Because it's all in the wording.
Yeah.
Like right now, I always joke about me being, I am not regulated by the FCC.
Mhm.
Because I'm not regulated by the FCC, I don't have to play just rock or just country or
Right.
just hip hop.
Mhm.
I can play anything I want, because if I was regulated by the FCC, I would have to be totally censored, which is really funny because now the words they're saying on FCC radio is a whole lot worse than I say anymore.
Or the TV.
Yes.
Yeah, or
Yes.
the TV. But I would be labeled, this is what I would have to do. I would
Yeah.
have to play this criteria. I couldn't infringe on this. So, I'm not labeled by the FCC. But there is the thing that FCC has been trying to figure out how they're going to try to squeeze the internet radio, because it's the way of the future. All right, so here is Chris with Ravens. But is that a bad thing? Who knows what they use to make it? Meaning, you don't know what the FCC is going to do.
The FDA.
And from Tubby, they are trying for sure. There is a huge potential for it. So see, everybody involved with vape knows they're trying to do it. What it really boils down to is the almighty dinero.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
The
it is.
FCC wants in on what we do because they want us to have to pay licensing. They want us to have to play by all the rules like big corporate radio. But the problem is we don't make the money that big corporate radio makes. So they haven't really come after us yet because they've not figured out how to make any money off of us, because we're not big like corporate radio. You go try to pay for some advertising with corporate radio. Good Lord. Me and another gentleman went down to 92.9 The Game.
Mhm.
And when we heard what 1 month was going to cost for 92, that was like a year with me.
Dang.
I'm a third. My year is a third of their month. How's that make you feel? That's corporate radio,
leaves me
though.
Speech, like,
That's corporate radio.
that is crazy.
Oh, yeah. And the thing we were laughing about when we sat through this, see, they didn't know who I was.
Right.
I went in with a friend who was going to have another commercial done there. So he had one with me and was going to have one there. And I sat down as just a guy that worked for this guy, not who I am. So I was loving all the eye candy, looking at all the studio stuff and everything, and I'm listening to everything. And what I found funny is you have to pay them for the commercial. It's like $1,000 for a commercial. It's only good for 6 weeks. And then you have to pay $1,000 again for another commercial for another 6 weeks.
How often does it play?
Every 6 weeks, you buy another commercial for $1,000. That's not counting your monthly fee for the commercial to be played.
That's
So you're looking
crazy.
at an upwards of $4,000 a month, roughly, not counting $1,000 every 6 weeks, an additional. So, anyways, without getting off on that subject,
That's
but yeah, that's excuse me, $4,600 a month from
Wow.
the gentleman that I went up there with. $4,600 a month to run the commercial, not counting you have to pay to have the commercial made. So you're looking at $4,600 a month, and every 6 week an additional $1,000.
Mm-mm-mm.
Plays in rotation 5 times a day.
That's it.
Yep.
In a 24-hour period.
Yep.
and most of the time.
And I tell you, I can try to have you played once every 90 minutes. The reason it takes 90 minutes is I have it where it's 5 songs commercial, 5 songs commercial.
Mhm.
Ted Nugent songs are 7-8 minutes long sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Especially Stranglehold.
sometimes you have 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Sometimes you have 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Sometimes you have 7 minutes. Sometimes Stranglehold's 8. You know, I just played a Joan Jett a little while ago that was 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So moral of my story, leave big government to try to get their hands in anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And going back to.
And again, tonight, y'all, everybody, and we'll go right back to what you were supposed to say, but tonight, everybody tune in to Tech Talk, especially if you're in the vape world. If you are a vaper or in a vape business, you need to hear what Alex has to say. Get on the Tech Talk page. Get on Alex's personal page. Alex is one of the smartest characters I know. He is just for fun's Clark Howard, except he's got a better attitude
and a better accent.
and a better accent. But Alex knows everything there is to know about the iPhone. And if he doesn't know, I trust you. Trust me when I say this. He knows more than you know. And if he doesn't know what you're trying to ask, I guarantee he'll find somebody that does.
I need to talk to him about getting ringtones to play on your phone from an iPhone. Like if you have Zedge, you download something on Zedge, and then you have
You
to like
can't on
sync.
You have to go
iPhone
through your.
to do
You have to go
something.
through your iTunes.
Yeah.
I know. I've been trying to do it for one of my friends, and she's getting really pissed.
Well,
She's
then
like,
you
"I'm
need-
ready to go back to."
You need to talk to him
Android.
because
So yeah,
he knows all there is to know about iPhones and Macs and
I need him to text.
Glocks and yeah, man, he's just like the smartest dude I know.
Yeah, he
I
needs
will-
to
I
show
will
me
give-
so I can do
I
it
will
for
give him total props. He's the smartest dude I know, and I'm glad he's
I
not.
know.
I'm glad he's not listening
You-
right now because if he was, I would be getting "told you so" on my phone. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
when
we
you talk
have
to
him running Tech Talk.
Yeah, when you talk to him, you're just like kind of slouching down in your seat because you're like, I feel really stupid.
So now,
right
what was you
now.
about to say?
Oh, getting back to the vapes for a minute. I started smoking when I was 13 because back then you could buy them. And I just turned 40 last year. Well, Christmas of last year, my husband and I decided that, which he smoked too, we were going to do the vape. And we did the vape, I guess maybe about 6 months, and we quit smoking because we did it to quit smoking.
That's how my dad, my stepmom did it too.
Yeah, so of course, the tobacco industry is losing bukus of money because
That's why they
people
want their
are-
hands.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because we were a prime example because we smoked Winston's. Well, we started out with Marlboros, and then we went to Winston's, and you're talking about at least 2 packs a day for one for him, one for me, and we would buy the carton, a weekly carton.
Somebody get a
So-
calculator out.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so the
Okay.
carton was, oh gosh. I can't
Okay,
even
I just
remember.
went to what are cigarettes costing you overall? Please don't let this be some. I don't want to know the health. I want to know money.
Roughly about $5 a pack. Roughly.
An average, I would
No,
say.
I'm talking about, and of course this is all about. This is like it's costing you your health,
Yeah.
your addiction. Are you hooked? No, I want to know money, dude.
Yeah. Roughly, I think a carton was right at about $40, I think.
Yeah.
It's been we haven't bought
Yeah,
cigarettes and
but what I'm getting at is, bottom line, by the time you buy, by the time you buy cartons, well, what if you're that guy that's not Boston,
buy
buying,
cartons.
I was trying to read this and scroll. What if you're not buying cartons and you're just saying, okay, I'm trying to quit smoking. So,
Okay. Go to that cost of smoking smoke free.
there.
That says, so it's raised a little bit. It says in 2014, a packet of 20 cigarettes costs around $18.70. That means if you smoke a pack a day, you will spend more than $5,000 a year on cigarettes. And then in 2012, a 30-gram packet of loose tobacco costs around $35.90. Someone smoking a pouch a week would spend more than $1,850 a year in tobacco. So the first one in 2014, as far as the cigarettes.
So roughly, if you're a smoker,
it's raised since then, since a year ago.
right? So a year ago, you're spending $5,000 a year on cigarettes.
Yeah.
That means you could buy a used car every year.
Mm-hmm.
Just every year, go buy another car.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in the garbage. Every year, you just go buy another $5,000 car, and at the end of the year, hand the keys to somebody and go buy another one.
Yeah, and more money is saved by people giving up smoking than money collected through tobacco tax. Go to that calculator. It says how much is smoking costing you. Use this calculator to find out. Right the
here.
green.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I mean, I'm sure if with the vape, they don't have to pay.
Check what your husband just sent.
They don't have to pay the tobacco tax.
I figured out Denise spends about $1,500 a year.
Wow.
Thanks, honey, for throwing me under the bus. I love you too.
We probably did too when we smoked.
But don't that just suck to know?
Yeah.
I mean, like I explained to this guy who was an alcoholic. We sat down one time and started talking about what he spent in a bar. And he did the math and said, if I look at it as every night that I'm in here, because he was single at the time, he says, if I look at every night I'm here on the weekends, he said, even if I just average it out and say I spend $100 a night, 4 weekends, 4 weekends a month, $100 a night at 2 nights a weekend. What does that come out to be?
$800
a month.
No, wait.
That's a house payment.
It's a house payment.
$1,600. Yeah. No, it's $800.
$800. Yeah. $800.
$800.
That's a house payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's $800 at how many months?
12.
12.
So what you got?
Hold on.
A new car.
Wouldn't that be 64?
Hold on.
A new car.
It's 9,600.
What was I saying? Anyways, look at
I
all the
thought it
money
would be
blown.
More than that.
Look at all the money blown
Mm-hmm.
drinking in a bar
Killing yourself.
every week.
Because that's what we were doing when we were smoking. I mean, we were. That's why we gave it up. And then now we don't even do the vape anymore. I mean, we are completely
Tobacco
done.
free.
Yeah.
So think about it. Not counting the damage you're doing to yourself. I'm going to pick on my mother-in-law for a second. So my mother-in-law sitting in the hospital, lungs not doing so good. She's in what's called ICU, intensive care unit.
Mm-hmm.
She has oxygen, her lungs are weak. She's still a smoker. The nurse comes in and says, we're going to keep you another day. Now you're in ICU. You're not just sitting in the hospital, like in a room on the 3rd floor where people aren't paying any attention to you. You're in ICU. And they say, we're going to keep you another day. She goes, why? I'm ready to go home. I feel fine. I sound fine. My lungs, blah, blah, blah. And the woman goes, really? And she goes, yeah, I sound like this all the time. And she goes, you're staying another day. And it's because you sound like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman says, so do you still smoke? She goes, yes. And she goes, you're on oxygen. She says, well, I take the tube off and I flip it behind my head. She says, I know a guy that lit a cigarette and did that and burned his face. He's dead now.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Because
they blow them like
what people don't realize is pure oxygen is as flammable as gasoline.
Yep.
Mhm.
People don't get it. Stop smoking, man. Save some life. Save some life.
That's like my grandfather.
What's your life valued at?
My grandfather, just before he passed away, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and he would be sitting there with a cigarette in one hand and his inhaler in the other hand, and he smoked those the Camel filterless.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And crazy thing is, he passed away with them in his pocket.
I just don't
never,
get it, man.
He never quit smoking. Me neither.
All right, this one, Little Richard sends in capital letters, must read out loud. How can you calculate the money we spend on condoms compared to the cost of having babies? Some folks shouldn't reproduce. Now let me tell you something. I had a brother that was a stoner. I don't know whether he is anymore or not, but I know he was. And my brother, who was always a stoner, looks up one day and says the words, 75 cents could have saved you $75,000. And I went, what? He's like, condoms. And I just went, wow, smartest thing you've ever said in your entire freaking life.
I snorted.
The only intelligent thing that had ever come out of the boy's mouth besides, pulling the joint away from his lips, the smartest thing he's ever done is say that. And I'm just like, wow, you tell me that, but yet you still buy an ounce a week. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's funny. People don't rationalize things until you point it out.
Yeah, that's true. Because I never really sat there and thought about how much money we were spending on cigarettes. And then, of course, on the weekends when you
partake,
in adult beverages, always makes you want to smoke more. So, or at least it did me. But I'm just glad that we are not smoking anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, my shoulder hurts.
All right, we're going to shoot off to a commercial.
Yeah, we kind of hit
a spot.
Yeah. And then maybe when we come back, you can pull up that Rockdale and Newton thing, and we can talk about that. Because from what I've seen of that, some of it was pretty interesting.
I'm on, God, where's that song? I so wanted to play this song after what I just said. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can. Golly, it sucks when I do this. I come up with these thoughts. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to play this. And then it hits me. And I go, man, I can't play that because I don't have the censored version of it.
Oh. I'm like, he's like going off on himself.
No, it's because here it is. Because of what we just said, when I said we hit a spot, I decided I was going to play this song.
Uh-oh.
We're in trouble.
We'll be back in a minute,
I'm
everybody.
Scared.
Nothing but a J thing.
Did you see the?
Listen. Nothing but a G thing.
Did I not just sing that?
Did you see the thing I shared yesterday?
I just figured that'd be funny after we said we hit a spot. We can play Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, baby.
It's so scary how our brain gets on the same wavelength there.
Only you, Scotty. And Steph.
Morning!
What?
Isn't that funny? But dude, he was like this. Watch. It was like this. And he was standing, and it was like one rung here, and he's leaning on this rung, and he's stuck it out like that, going, morning!
What?
And he's leaning over the fence, but he was poking through the fence. It was freaking hilarious. And he was in these baby blue boxers with white pinstripe. And he's just like, morning! And that's how he would stand because of his bad knees. Look, he was a Marine, so with his bad knees, he'd stand like this, especially if he's tired.
Oh my God.
He's like, morning! And he's leaning on the fence like that. And every time somebody come by with that weird hair, he'd be like this. Hey, mister! Good morning!
Mr. Wilson!
So it'd be like this. Morning!
Bella's like, what are you
I
doing?
bet he
Dad?
looked like a pedophile.
Bella come up and go, damn, you look like Jim, Dad. Morning.
I feel so bad for Ty's teacher. We ran out of his medicine, so he doesn't have his medicine.
Uh-oh.
Hi, baby. Yeah, hey, babies.
Ashley's at the bowling center doing Special Olympics bowling today.
Sweet.
My damn dogs woke me up at 3 o'clock this morning. There was a squirrel or something in the attic.
Gotta flush it down.
My nose, I got snot in it and boogers. And
You gotta flush the stuff down, the white stuff on your nose.
don't want to waste it.
Get it all in there.
Man, look at this. You missed this, but look.
What is it?
You see it? Busted lip.
What'd you do?
Carrying a speaker. Running through some pews and had to stop. Did that. It's not right in my mouth. Man, you got so lucky. I was so close to getting it too. Go lay down, B.
But I love you, Dad.
We got a birthday prank. Who can cover it though?
Steph.
I'm not good at them. I get to laughing. I get tongue tied.
Do you watch the Braves?
No, but I saw
Yeah,
him
that
in the
pitcher
news.
died.
Yeah.
He just like Friday.
Yeah, but it was like what was going on in his life that caused this?
Friday he went to the hospital and all of his organs were failing and he was in a coma and just
And they
died.
don't know what caused it?
Not yet. He was like 29.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Performance enhancing
what-
drugs.
What was his,
I mean, that's why I was wondering what's caused his
what was his name?
organs
His
to
last
stop.
Tim Hansen.
name? I was about to say his
Because I
last
thought
name.
it said Tim Hudson at first. And I'm like, no. Because Tim Hudson's a bad ace. Let me some Tim Hudson. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, did you see the ET and
Did I see E.T.? Phone
I was
home.
like, what are you doing? The ET and Yoda thing that I shared.
She got all messed up.
I'm like, what are we looking at?
We should have been live.
We are. Shut up.
Yeah, well, we're live on video, but we should have been live on the radio too. That would have just made more people want to go see what the hell just happened.
Oh my god.
We'll have to tell everybody when we go back.
Shut up. Whatever. I'll read it.
Just
No, it's
wait
Tommy.
till we go.
Tommy Hansen.
All right, we're live, and everybody just missed it. So, Denise just said, "So did you see E.T.?" And I stuck my arm up with my finger pointing out to the ceiling, and I'm just like sitting there. And she goes, she looks up, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Huh?" She's like, "This just happened so fast." I'm like, "E.T.? I saw E.T." Phone home.
Oh. No, I shared. Shut up. I shared this.
It moves so fast around here. You have to just be able to keep up.
Yes. And a lot of times we can't.
Get a pail.
So I shared
Adderall.
this with Scotty yesterday.
That was so not where that was going. Wow, Steph. Drug
No.
much?
Keeping up would be Viagra. Anyway.
Or Adderall.
Have you never taken Adderall?
No drug, Steph. Tell us.
Well, my
Since-
daughter used to have to take it because she's ADHD, and there was one time,
This one time,
this one time I had no sleep. It was before I found Monsters because you
Mhm.
know I'm not a big coffee
yeah, but you
drinker.
threw out some Adderall, huh?
Yeah, I took an Adderall, and needless to say, there
Zuma.
was places that I dusted that I don't even remember doing it because I was zooming.
Wow.
And she just said this on live radio.
It's okay. At least it's a past story.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a past
yeah,
story.
yeah.
And this show could be fictional.
Exactly.
There's no proof of anything we're
Is
saying.
it all in your mind?
Yes, it was a dream.
Okay, so I shared this with Scotty yesterday. Yoda is a well-known figure in the Senate chamber. ET creatures exist in Star Wars and can be seen in the Senate chamber. It's
Mhm.
reasonable to assume they know Yoda. Some ET creatures come to Earth. One of them meets a young boy. That young boy plays with Star Wars figures, which is kind of weird. ET meets a kid dressed as Yoda at Halloween and recognizes him.
That is kind of funny.
It's
Yeah.
reasonable to assume that ET can make bikes and toys fly by using the Force, which must mean ET is a effing Jedi.
Jedi.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
I
kind of
saw
cool.
that before.
It's pretty neato.
Yeah, that's kind of
So
cool.
that's why I was like,
And
did
in
you
one of
see ET? And
well,
you're
in one of the movies, you see that not every Jedi is human.
Mhm.
I mean, that you see that in the movie that Jedis can be anything.
Yeah, because
Fair,
Yoda
yep.
was a Jedi.
Yeah,
He
well,
was a
not just
human.
Yoda, but then look at the other creatures.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Sith.
look at that creature, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, he was a Jedi. The dude who
Darth
can't say any
Vader.
word besides mother. Can you imagine it now? Samuel L. Jackson as a Jedi. Stand still, Bob. So I cut you.
I'm gonna slash you.
Say my name one more time.
That would be hard. That'd be hard to watch Samuel L. Jackson as a cussing Jedi on regular TV because then it'd be like, stand still. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. You couldn't. What part's the lightsaber? What time's what's a sensor?
Yeah.
They would end up having to dub it so all you would hear is you'd see
And you
mouths
see his
moving.
mouth moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like an old Chinese movie.
And then you're like, hi.
It'd be like, I can't. Your daughter. You wouldn't understand anything.
Wow.
Nothing better than watching one of them old Chinese movies and you know good and well the voice couldn't be
Oh.
out of that guy.
Mhm.
Like I remember watching one time and it sounded like a southern old guy with a deep voice with this little bitty 5'2" Chinese person's face. You know, like, Bubba, go get the plow. It's time to plow up the pasture. That voice would not be on a Chinese dude or a Japanese dude or whatever that is. Let's just offend everybody.
We're equal opportunity.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what else? What else we got? Anything? We're at 9:44. We only got 15 more minutes.
We got a busy day. Morning,
Yes.
at least.
What? So I had to. You said it. Now everybody's going to be going home. When somebody says morning, they're going to go, what?
We should totally walk into every place this morning and go, morning.
That's what we need to do. Every restaurant we go into from now on, when they go, good morning, what?
We did it just for fun.
Yeah.
And we need to record it.
Yeah, we need to make sure Karin hasn't texted in. Let's make sure with Karin that we're still up. And we need to make a phone call real quick. This is a happy
Morning.
What?
Did I say morning or up? And you said would.
Yes.
Sickos.
You said up and I said morning. And then
Sensuous.
She goes,
There was nothing sensuous about that.
watch,
Since you was up.
watch. He's on vacation, isn't
I don't know.
Hello.
he? Morning.
Morning.
Hey, this is Just Fun Radio, and we had to call the one, the only, the myth, the legend, Steve Hill, for his mighty whitey birthday.
Morning.
Wood.
Man.
Are you still out of town?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm near Key West.
Heck yeah, man. The
Oh.
pictures are beautiful. The only thing missing besides that sunset and sunrise,
It's me.
thank you for stealing my joke.
Is
Damn,
you.
Denise, you stole my joke. But yeah, man, I am so happy for
blame
you.
Well, we got very lucky. It's been a great trip. It's just been everything's gone really, really well. Got lucky with everything, and can't imagine how lucky I am at 64 years old to do all the things
64
I've been able
young,
to do,
sir.
man.
64 young.
I
Yeah,
thought you were like 24.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
all
his looks, man. Stop flirting with him. His wife is laying in the bed next to him.
It's my actions. I act like a 12-year-old.
That's right.
Yeah, especially when you're
You know?
swinging that bass.
Well, that's fun, man. That's part of that life that I've really enjoyed. I've been very
That's right.
lucky.
Well,
You know, and to meet all you guys, that's been a blast.
oh yeah. Well,
I've
I
been
had to
missing
call,
you guys
man.
lately.
We had to.
Well,
Yeah, you know, hopefully we get everything back on track. I knew with all the other stuff going on, I'm like, everybody just take a break for a minute and breathe. And I'm so happy to see the pictures of you guys down there having at the time of your life. I am so
We've had a
friggin'
ball.
jealous, man. Those pictures are amazing.
Mhm.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been a blast. Everything that we've gone to just turned out so lucky for us. You know, sometimes a trip would go one way or the other, but everything's been good. I was going to spoil myself and rent that Corvette, and when I got there, they didn't have it, and it was $150 a day, and I was like, I don't care. I want it. I don't care what happens. And when I got there, they didn't have it, and they said, well, we'll give you the Camaro for economy. And I went, what?
No
I said,
doubt.
absolutely.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
No, not one complaint. And it's a convertible, and we've had the best thing about traveling is when you travel with a woman who doesn't mind putting that top down 24/7, no matter where you are.
Right.
And we have had the top down. In fact, we got caught in a rainstorm, and I couldn't figure out how to turn on the windshield wipers. And we were doing 70 miles an hour on 95,
Jeez.
and I had to zip off to the side of the road and try to put the top up and turn the windshield wipers on. And it was hilarious.
The
But we had a great
story.
time.
The story you're going to have from that alone is amazing.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Kim was like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I said, hold on, I got this. And I zipped off to the side of the road. So we laughed. And that's the good thing is Kim is a fabulous traveler.
Great,
Yeah.
great. That makes for
So-
one hell of a story y'all will always remember. And it's your birthday trip too. Come on, that's awesome.
Absolutely. And last night, you know, we went downtown where old Hemingway's house is and all, and walked the streets and had a great time. If you've not been to Key West, this is technically my very first time.
Right.
So,
Technically.
you know, it's just beautiful. It's
Man, I
beautiful.
want to go. My ultimate dream. Now, all my buddies, and I shouldn't say all my buddies, a lot of my buddies have went down there on the bikes. But
Right.
every one of them complained about the bridge because it's like, nyeh, 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 and on your back.
Yeah.
And all. So my dream, way before I ever heard about anybody going on a bike, but my ultimate dream, one of the cars I love the most is that convertible Cadillac that Nick Nolte
Yeah.
and Eddie Murphy had. I want to be in that year model of a convertible caddy, and I want to make a trip to Key West in a convertible caddy. That is like my ultimate fantasy. I want to do that. I want to be on
Well,
that
you should
bridge
do it.
in the convertible, shooting between those islands. Man, I want to do it so bad. So
Well, the state of Florida definitely knows how to take care of things because things are just beautiful all the way down the trip. We didn't even stop. We didn't even slow down for traffic. We averaged 60 miles an hour, or 55 is the speed limit. We didn't even have to speed. We just set the cruise control and rode, and
Yeah.
it's really a beautiful little trip down here. But when you get down here, it's amazing what this city looks like. It's a great, great place to be. And it's like being in Mexico, you know, except for everybody speaks English.
cool.
You know?
And you can drink the
You
water.
know? Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
and
it's
you don't
kinda
have to
funny.
worry.
Go ahead, and what?
I was going to say, and you don't have to worry about being white and being kidnapped
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That
and
is
being
very
held for
true.
ransom and stuff. See, that was
Well,
be
I
my
tell you what,
problem with going to Mexico is I'm always, I try to explain to people about going out of the country is our rules don't apply over there. What we grew
No,
up
they
with doesn't work over there. I want to know I'm safe. I want to be able to sleep, my eyes closed, and not be like one eye open, 1 foot on the floor holding a gun.
Sure. Well, I'm a firm believer in America, and
Yes, sir.
I like staying in America,
That's
and I'd
me.
like to travel all of America.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the other countries, but in this day and time, I'll just take America. And
That's right.
visit that.
And look at how many
But
great
the
things
food
we
that-
have that we haven't seen. The
Absolutely.
Grand Canyon,
And
that's a
everything.
dream,
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, brother,
Absolutely.
have a good day. I just know I
You
wanted
got
to call you before the show went off, and I was like, man, I admire you for taking that trip, and it's beautiful down there.
And have an awesome
Well, thank y'all
birthday.
so much.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
Absolutely.
birthday.
Tell your beautiful wife we said
Thank
hello.
you so much.
All right.
You got it. I'll tell her.
All right, brother.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Steve Hill, you know, him and Aaron had a little bit of a breakup with the band. She went one direction. Him and the band stayed here. They've taken a little hiatus on the Electric High show. Hopefully everything can get back to normal here in a couple of weeks. Out of respect, it was just easier to let everybody take a little time to do their thing, you know, without telling everybody's personal business. You know, here we are. So here he is, birthday, going to town, or in this case, going downtown. Boy, he went down to have a great friggin' day.
In his convertible.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
That's cool.
So, you know, we keep saying that we're wanting to rent an RV and take an RV trip to the Grand Canyon, but man, should we just go to the Keys?
I think so. We can take the bus down there.
I don't know how expensive hotels are down there.
I don't know, because when I went,
Yeah, I would be willing to drive my bus that kind of distance. Or,
Yeah.
you know, but I wouldn't want to drive my bus to the Grand Canyon. That'd be
No.
hell.
That'll be hell.
yeah, that would. But when I went, of course, I was like a teenager way before kids and everything. We stayed in a camper, and the only thing I really remember was being on the bridge, and you look out, and all you see for like miles and miles and miles and miles is nothing but water
Yeah.
around you. It was pretty
Well, you know, we're
scary.
planning-
Happens down in Florida.
But here's the thing. We're planning on going to Navarre Beach because we found out that we can rent. We all go down there in either the bus or a couple of cars. Probably would be easier to go in a couple of cars because we'd have cars to be able to travel around when we're
Yeah.
down there. But we can go down and rent a house for like 6 days on Navarre Beach for like $1,200.
That's not bad at all.
Mm-mm.
And that means walk right out your back door and be right on the water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be so friggin' awesome.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're talking about going with the kids so that all the kids can play. We set up a couple of pop-ups. Us adults have a good time doing our thing. Let the kids do their thing. When the kids go to bed, we do whatever we want to do and have a couple of beers on the back porch, you know? I just think, man, 7 days of that. And my wife was like, well, what with this and what that? And I'm like, we just have to find out if it was dog friendly. We just take dog with us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
All of us. I'll take our.
You know, I'm just like, man.
I wouldn't be taking my Bohemian.
But regardless, it's just such a great idea. Spend some time. I could take the radio show, either leave the radio show running and just take 7 days off. I'm sorry, all you guys, we take 7 days off, or to, you know, go down there and run live there.
Mhm.
You
That'd
know?
be neat to
I mean, if
run
we're all
at
there.
least one
Yeah.
live show there.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
do,
the one that's
do
between
like
Pensacola and Panama City,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
so it'd be like do 4, do Monday through Thursday, and then take Friday.
And
you
not
know.
even.
I don't know. We'd figure it
And
out.
we don't even necessarily have to go to like 7:30 to 10
Right,
every day.
right. Just do something.
Just do like an hour and a half.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, look, y'all, we're at 9:54. It's time to
54.
go.
We is morning.
What? What am I gonna do with these two?
Morning, Scotty.
You know, I'm telling you, what made it so funny is just the fact that he didn't know, and he was just like, you know,
But anytime I hear somebody yell, like scream morning like that, I'm just gonna think of Scotty reenacting what he did.
I mean, it was just so, I'm telling you, it was so friggin' hilarious because he did not know. He's just like yelling, "Morning,"
Would.
you know.
But how? I guess you'd have to be a guy. I mean, but how do you not know?
Well, he woke up
Really fast.
very hungover, probably
Uh.
still drunk, and all he knows is he had to run out the door and he was gonna get to the gate.
I mean, don't you feel that though?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I'm
most of the
saying.
time. But if you're drunk,
Well,
maybe you
and-
don't.
Well, no, and guys
Most
just get
people-
to the point they don't care.
Well, most people, those don't get. Most of those don't get like this. When you're that intoxicated, anyways. Have you ever heard of whiskey deep?
no.
Okay, we'll talk about
are
that.
Are we gonna explain?
We'll
you gonna
talk about
explain
that
in a minute.
We'll have to talk about that off air. Anybody that's ever had whiskey, you know, that's
We need to go off air so you can explain it.
All men know what whiskey is. I'm trying to censor it so I don't say
know.
it. But they know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Drunk men know what I'm saying.
I need to know what that is.
I had tequila and Sunny Delight
really?
like that before.
Hold on.
You really don't know what that is?
No.
Look at my finger.
I mean, I've never had a
Look at my
problem with
finger.
it, so
You can't get that. It's called whiskey.
Okay.
it's where you are too intoxicated.
Hey, we got to go. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
We're going to end on that note,
I
right?
pulled up Urban Dictionary.
Yes, you look it up on Urban Dictionary. Sorry, something in my throat. All right, we'll see y'all later. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Just Fun Radio. Thanks for helping us grow.
Bye.
Thanks for everything.
Tomorrow is party day. 5 years.
5 years.
5 years tomorrow. God, I just thought about that. 5 years tomorrow.
And we get special coffee.
And how about right now? I'm waiting for it to pull up. Our weekly reach right now, 1,152,321.
Whoop, whoop.
As far as people clicked, liked, shared, we're at 100,000. 102,000.
123,534.
Drink another whiskey.
Oh my God. I just goofed that one up. We got 3 texts that friggin' fast.
Oh my God.
So lunch is between 12 and 12:30. And somebody just typed the word that I can't say. Whiskey. But it says whiskey and bah ha 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 ha. Can women have whiskey?
No, not really.
I guess we would just pass out or something.
I got a
don't
song.
know.
Buck Cherry has the song, and then there's a female that has redone the song. I'll have to play it off air, but it's called Too Drunk to.
Okay.
And I've got a everybody knows who Frank Sinatra is.
Yes.
Okay, so you know how that sound of
Right.
that music is. So Buck Cherry has one that's Too Drunk to, and then this girl does one that's called Too Drunk to, but hers is in a Frank Sinatra style. It's actually like I've played it at a party before, and there's people dancing, and they have no idea that's what it's saying. They don't listen to the words.
They're just dancing.
Yeah, now I play the Buck Cherry version. You know exactly what it's saying. So when we get off air, I'll play it for you. All right, we love you guys. See
Have an
y'all on the
awesome
flip
day.
side.
Morning.
What?
Yeah.
You know we're taking that and running, right?
Oh, David says
Would that
yes,
be
they can.
would that be stealing third?
So David's telling on you again there.
Do you hear me?
Denise.
Would that be stealing third if you're going to take it and run?
Uh,
On that note, bye, y'all.
see ya.
I'm dying to think that we have reached over 1 million. 123,534. That's
You
people.
said it.
That's people that's been messing with the Just for Fun page. That is pretty impressive.
Hell yeah. In just a week.
In just a week.
Yeah.
That's just this week.
Now,
I mean, it says point blank this
okay,
week.
hold on a second. Let me get my handy dandy
And
calculator
people
out.
say we ain't got no reach.
Now, the people engaged. So hold on.
I'm not going anywhere. Why are we dead air, Denise?
Crickets.
I'm trying to figure something out. Okay, so if the people that you've reached this week that have just done tap like whatever,
Right.
if they do around about that every week for a year, do you know how many people you've reached?
No.
6,423,768 in
How
a
about-
year.
How about this? Just the pages, all the stuff liked, the liked button, just the like on stuff we've posted this week. Just the likes is 56,374 likes. We've had over 10,136 comments this week. We've had 14,745 shares. Post per clicks. You ready? 215,848. That's the Just for Fun page, y'all. The Just for Fun page has run 1,848 on our page this week alone.
Or just post them clicking on the posts.
Cool.
That's just this week
What?
of clicking on stuff.
Heck to the yeah.
That's just
Get you some.
that's just pretty amazing.
Party time extra hard tomorrow.
Yes.
Morning.
What? All right, we got to go, man. We got to go. I'm just. This makes my day knowing that tomorrow makes my 5-year mark, and
Look where you are.
look where we are. Look
Yeah.
where we are, and I have so many people. You know, we did the math yesterday on something and found out that between 9:45 and 10:30 yesterday, we had 798 listeners.
Dang.
Yep.
So that app is
And listen,
not
and listen,
working.
Listen. That's between 9:45 and 10:30, right?
Yeah.
That's not the people that are driving to work at 6 a.m. and they turn it off at 7. That's not the people driving to work at 7:30 and turning it off at 8. That's not that's not even counting before 9:45. That's not even counting before 9:45. And most people at 9 are at work.
Right.
So this is 9:45. That ain't even the morning drive-in. So what's the morning drive-in?
More
There's
than
really
that.
no way that we're going to be able to
So,
tell.
Man, I'm telling you, until we have a way to trace cell phones, that's
We're
the problem.
following
There's so many
you.
people talking about, well, you got to be able to trace a cell phone. Really? The government might be able to do that, but we can't. I mean, I'm sure that it might be illegal to be able to do that.
Sorry, I was laughing at that Mike Tyson.
I
Merry
didn't see it.
Christmas.
I didn't see it. All right, we're gonna get out of here.
I just got that at the brand new being built Braves
What?
Stadium that we're being listened to right now.
Awesome.
Really?
Yes.
I found out too that in Social Circle at the big, I think that's Baxter, that there's tons of apps being used there. I thought it was really cool. A couple of months ago, I found out, I think it might have been a month ago, almost 2 months ago, that almost every body shop, mechanic shop, and automotive industry, meaning O'Reilly's, Advanced, all the auto shops up and down 78 from Stone Mountain upwards into the Monroe area, Loganville area, are all playing Just for Fun Radio.
That's bad, Ace.
Sorry for all you automotive shops that keeps hearing me go, Rob's Performance is the best in town. Sorry, y'all had to hear that. Reality sucks sometimes, doesn't it? There's people driving from Loganville to get cars worked on by Rob's. What does that tell you?
Morning.
Rob's
Morning.
Performance is the best around. Yeah.
just-
Play it again, Bob.
We should just drive by Rob's and yell out the window, morning!
We ride by and we yell morning, and Tubby leans out the window and goes, "What?" We at least got to just get it on video. Even if we have to set it up to make it happen, it would be hilarious.
Let's do it.
All right, y'all, we got to get out of here. It's
We
just
have
for fun in the freaking morning.
We're stopping by Rob's.
We'll see y'all later on. Bye.
Boy.
Morning.
What? Oh, something got my nose stopped up. I was gonna tell a joke that my granny's.
Y'all couldn't stop that morning wood. That was freaking hilarious.
I was gonna tell a joke that my granny told once.
And
Well, I'll tell it, and then if you think it's funny, I'll do it tomorrow before 8:30 or whatever. So
put your headphones back on so you can hear this real quick. And then you can talk. You can try to tell your joke. And we didn't even cover this. The health department stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. We'll have to do that
The
tomorrow.
restaurant?
Oh, hey, bye everybody.
Oh,
We're still on video.
Good
Oops.
thing I didn't tell. Oh, and we got 7 viewers.
Yeah, good
morning.
thing. Good
What?
thing. Good thing we didn't say anything bad, did we?
No, I didn't say
Uh-oh.
the bad joke.
We need to go back and watch
Everybody's gonna go back and watch to see if we said
it. Look, they're
anything.
staying on to see what we
They're
do.
staying on to see what we do. Hey, we're leaving you guys.
Leaders.
Bye.
Bye.
We're small. We're getting strong.
Squeal, squeal. Sugar free mouth. Bye, y'all.